Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let's take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome to Wisconsin Family. I'm Justin Riley.
And I'm Jessa Jeremiah, and we have a great show for you today. As you can see, we are sitting here at Capitol Brewery. We're in the beer stube. They are brewing away behind us, and I can't wait to talk to the folks later in the show about what they have going on.
Yeah, they've got some great seasonal brews that they're going to be talking about.
Yes.
And
Like this one.
like
We've got Winter
Skull.
Skull. Yeah.
Wisconsin Amber is always a favorite of a lot of folks. I have a lot of folks that I talk to who say that they keep that on tap year round.
Yeah.
It's such a popular brew.
It sure is, yeah. And we're going to be talking to them also about some of the many awards that they've won. They have won lots of awards. It's a very winning brewery here.
Yeah. Winningest, maybe.
The winningest brewery, yes. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
We'll chat with those folks a little bit later. They always make an interesting show for us.
We're also going to talk with Lori from Pegasus Games. She's going to be bringing in a huge spread of games, popular and new, and some old classics and things like that. And she's going to do some demonstrations, and she's got a lot to cover. So
it's a great time of year to talk games because one of my favorite things to do in the holidays when you're with family is play games, puzzles, all that kind of stuff. So she's got some interesting ideas.
Face-to-face games. That's what they specialize in at Pegasus. I think that's
actually
something
interacting with each other, right? So the concept, depending on your family, that's a good idea.
That's true, yeah.
But after the break, we're going to be checking in with bearable woodworks. We actually caught up with Mike earlier, and he's always got some interesting things to say about wood with a story. It's all coming up on Wisconsin Family. We'll be right back.
And welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are so excited to be here on location at True Laser in Janesville. We are in the waiting room. This is a really comfy couch.
Oh my gosh, you just sink right into this, don't you?
Yeah, we sure do. And they've got a lot of great services and products that they offer, and we're going to talk to those folks a little bit later. But first, I'm joined now by my new good friend, Mike Breezy from Bearable Woodworks. Welcome back.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Always good to talk with you. You have such an interesting business. I know one of your big goals is sustainability in your practices. So talk to us a little bit about how you choose where you source your wood from.
Sure. The owner who started this company, Fred Clark, his background is as a forestry consultant, so he's a trained forester. He'll work with landowners to get them to use the forest sustainably, which means basically worst to first. They're taking out the worst trees, letting the better trees grow, versus a commercial logging, which would target the best trees first and take those out and let the twisty ones grow. And other than that, we also do a lot of urban wood trees just out of people's backyards. So trees that are coming down anyway, we're trying to save them from the chipper and make some great stuff with them.
Yeah, how many of your trees would you say are more urban, and how many would you say come out of the woods? Out of the
It's
forest?
probably 80% of our trees come from in Madison backyards.
That's pretty
Maple
cool.
Bluff, Monona, Stoughton even,
And you're turning those into such beautiful things, and those might have just been kind of looked on or sent to the chipper, so that's fantastic.
Or trying to save it from firewood and just make some
I
great,
always love something that's ecologically
products.
friendly. That's wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very cool.
Now, something I also noticed when I was checking out your website is you guys have a tagline that's wood with a story. So I want to know, do you have a favorite wood story
I
for
do
me?
have a favorite. Last summer we cut some ash for the city, which were ash trees that came down that the Streets Division took down. And we actually made like a 9-foot conference table for the mayor's office.
No kidding.
So
really?
yeah, we have pictures on our website with Fred, the owner, and Mayor Soglin with this gorgeous ash table completely made out of street trees.
Oh,
That is
sounds
so cool.
fabulous.
Yeah, that's my favorite story by far.
That's very cool, and that'll be hopefully enshrined in the mayor's office for years and years and generations to come.
It will last for years. We
If
make
Mayor
heirloom
Soglin ever
quality.
resigns as mayor or whatever, if he ever is not mayor
I think it
anymore,
stays there.
he'll be there longer than the table, I'm sure. So my question is, are there certain varieties of trees that are more durable as furniture and others that are maybe not so much?
Well, generally, you think of making furniture out of hardwoods like your maples, your cherry, ash, walnut, but it doesn't have to be. Pine, I mean, you can make furniture out of pine. It's more the aesthetics.
Sure.
People like the walnut or the cherry look or even the oak look.
Right.
Certainly.
So it's certainly, we've made furniture out of pine. It's optional. I mean, you know,
It's definitely
anything
in my
out of wood we can make
See.
anything
Sure.
out of, pretty much.
As long as it comes to mind and that's what we want, you can make it happen, huh?
You bet.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love to hear that.
You can dream it, we can build it.
Oh, perfect, perfect. So also just another question that we kind of thought of is, you know, there's sometimes listing on Craigslist where they say, hey, if you come on down and cut this tree, you can have the wood, or, you know, whatever that may be.
Somebody's
So
got a tree that they want to get rid of in their
Yeah,
backyard.
yeah,
They say, you can have
exactly.
the wood if you can come cut it down for me.
Well, what we do there is we try and work with tree companies. We won't ourselves go out and get the trees. We'll work with, we've got like a group of probably a half dozen tree companies that we work
kinda
pretty
contract
tight.
it out?
Yeah, and they'll safely take the tree down because that's what they do.
Right.
And then they'll bring us the logs, and from there we'll take it.
That's their
start making
specialty.
it. Yeah.
So how does that
Perfect.
how does that work then? I mean, do you have like a contract with them, or do you pay them to do that? How does that work?
Sometimes we'll pay them to bring us the logs. Sometimes the homeowner will want to make something out of the tree, so they'll work with the tree company, and we'll all coordinate, the three of us, between the homeowner, the tree company, and us. And so a bunch of different options we can use.
Yeah. Now you're really in the business of selling the customer a finished product, or a mostly finished product. I mean, we'll see an example in just a minute here, but I mean, do you? Once the tree comes to you, is it finished when it leaves? Is that what you do? I mean,
We'll take, yes and no. We'll take it anywhere in between. We'll get a log, we'll mill it into boards,
Sure.
we'll dry it, and we'll cut it however the person wants it.
Sure.
I've got a guy he just wants it green because he's going to do some ash bending. And
okay.
so, so from raw material all the way down to a finished table. I mean, and anywhere in between.
So people
Oh,
can kind
okay.
of take it out at any step of the assembly line.
Yeah,
per se.
we've made where we've just like glued up 2 pieces for a tabletop and sanded it and given it to the customer, and they want to do the finish.
Sure.
So anywhere in between we can
nice.
do it. We can go as far as you want to take it.
And maybe their comfort level is that they could do the finish, but they don't know how to do that middle part.
Sure,
and that's where
exactly.
you can
Yep.
come into play, or you can complete it to finish. So
Yep.
that's
Yeah.
perfect.
yeah.
So also, just one last question. I know you have an example for us, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. You guys typically do projects that are commissioned, but do you ever do ones that are just for the general public?
Yeah, so the most of our work is custom-based furniture, but in between jobs, we try and like work on like things that people can come in.
Sure, you've got an
And
example?
yes, I have an example here.
Gotta
So
love
this
an
is just a
example.
backyard walnut tree. So basically,
beautiful.
it's
It
ready
really
to go.
is.
All you
Look
would
at
need to
that.
do is add legs, and you can do that either like metal legs off of Etsy or even on Craigslist.
Sure.
Any of those.
Real
So,
simple project.
Yeah,
then
very
at that
simple.
Point.
We try and like get these, and so we have a couple
Sure.
of these in the store right now.
And it's retained a lot of its natural look too, because it's not just a perfectly
yes,
rectangular
exactly. We like this
square,
live edge
so-
look.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is called
Right where
live
the
edge.
bark-
Is
that's
that-
very cool.
I love the depth of the wood
Yeah.
and all the detail
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, it is gorgeous.
Well, Mike Breezy, we always learn so much when you come
was a
by. Mike
pleasure.
Breezy is from Bearable Woodworks. Stay tuned. We'll be talking with Tammy from Blackhawk Community Credit Union when we come back.
'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family, and we're on location here at the Beer Stube at Capitol Brewery in Middleton.
Yes, we sure are. They're brewing away behind us,
They
I
are
believe.
always, every morning. And I don't know what time they start, but I imagine it's pretty early. But we're joined now by Lori Aitken from Pegasus Games. Welcome back, Lori.
I'm glad to be back. Glad to have you. Oh, I love your jingle bell earrings. I heard them as you turned.
They're fun.
Tis the season.
Holidays are approaching, obviously,
Yeah.
and you've got some great new things available at Pegasus. What's new and what's hot this month?
Well, we have a lot of new things that have come out this year. A ever popular game is called Munchkin, and we have Munchkin Surprise, Holiday Surprise, which is new just for the holiday season. And it
Will
has
it fit in
holiday
the stocking? It might.
if you have, maybe
Depends
pantyhose.
on your stocking size.
Pantyhose.
Yes.
We also have Tri-Bond, which is back again just recently. That's an old favorite. Maybe you remember it. It's where you try to find the common denominator of 3 different things. So what do you think, I gotta get it here, a peanut, an ocean, and a bullet have in common?
A peanut, an ocean, and a bullet. Can you see the wheels turning?
right.
Mine are stuck. I need
To-
oil.
To speed this along, they all have shells.
Oh.
So all the questions in Tri-Bond are like that.
Okay.
Very
And
good.
It takes a while. We also
I
have,
like that.
It is. It was very, very popular many years ago, and then it changed companies, and it just came back.
Okay.
We also have some holiday-themed games. We have the 12 Days of Christmas, which have these beautiful
Oh, those are
card
gorgeous.
illustrations
cool.
of every
Artwork.
each of the 12 Days of Christmas from the song,
how
and it's a game of
nice.
gift giving. So you want to give
see.
away all your gifts first, but
Right.
yet score the most points for the gifts you give.
Oh, that's
Okay.
so cute. 12 drummers drumming,
Yep.
all sorts
Yeah.
of good ones.
And my personal favorite on the table is Sushi Go. It's right in front, and it has
the little one.
these adorable
Those are
little
adorable.
sushi with faces
Oh my gosh.
on the cards.
Those are
And,
adorable.
These are funny.
It's,
Okay.
it's called a card drafting game where you will use all the cards in the deck and make combinations, but you do it in several hands, so you never know how many you'll get in any one hand.
I love
Wow.
it. And
And
I
so-
love the play on combinations. You're making these sashimi and sushi
Yeah.
and egg roll. That's just great. I
That
love
is
it.
lovely. I like that one very much. It's good for
That's
almost
hilarious.
any number of players.
Okay.
One thing new we have this year is wine tasting and brew buddies.
Oh,
they come in
perfect
these lovely
timing.
Perfect
little,
timing, yeah.
lovely little bags. They're kind of homemade by
Okay.
a couple a little bit north of Wisconsin, and they are kind of like get 5 in a row on the board.
Okay, it's this one here.
And
Yep.
then
The yellow?
when you are able to play a tile to make your 5 and get towards getting your 5 in a row, you can take a sip or take a snack.
Oh, wow.
Funny.
Okay.
Oh, both I like.
So yeah, they're really adorable,
Yeah.
and they would squish and fit in a stocking easily.
Gotcha.
Awesome, awesome.
Okay.
And these are really local. I mean, these
Yes.
are not like a big gaming company. These are like local.
Very local, yes.
Very
And
cool.
speaking of local, we have Double Feature,
All right.
which is a movie. Not really trivia, but you're trying to link movies that have similar props, settings, characters, themes, scenes, or certain production items. So
Sure.
Okay.
you pick 2 of those categories, and you try to come up with a movie that matches 2 of them, and then you pick 2 new ones.
Do you have
Wow.
movies to choose from, or do you have to just? Is
You
it
have
off
to
the
think
top?
of them.
So,
So-
movie
Off the top.
buffs
Wow.
out there.
Okay.
This is a good one for movie
But
buffs.
it can be played equally well by people who only watch horror movies or people who only watch Disney.
Sure. Okay.
wow.
So you don't have to watch everything to have a good
Okay.
chance at this game.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
interesting.
So, and Bad Medicine is brand new. It's a party game. It's called a small game about big pharma. So you're trying to develop and market pharmaceuticals, whether they're needed or not.
Oh, how funny! All these
Who
great
comes up with these
ideas. I
ideas?
know. I
That's
think
crazy.
that the wine and snack game is right up my alley. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, they're very nice.
So let's talk a little bit. Is there a favorite first of all? There's a
isn't,
lot of
because
good
we
ones.
just have so much.
Yeah,
and
it's
so
tough.
many good ones. All of the staff have their own favorites.
And I remember
So
the bananagrams. You talking about this is a popular, stocking stuffer too.
That is, and we have it not only in English but in Spanish, German, Italian, French, Norwegian, and Hebrew.
Wow.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So
Very
lots
cool.
of options.
Very cool.
Yes.
Very good. And this is a great little thing to stick in the
Yes,
stocking. I think.
bananagrams is
It's
my
just
family's
cute.
get-together favorite.
Yeah. Perfect.
And are people
Yep.
still asking for, shall we say, oldies but goodies?
Yes, I mean like
Like
that's
bananagrams,
the
which is
bananagram.
maybe
Okay.
less, maybe 10 years old.
Okay.
And we still have Monopoly and
Sure.
Risk, and we do also carry a lot of chess and checkers and backgammon, and we're told we have the largest selection of cribbage boards in the city.
Oh wow! All right.
And we also have some bridge supplies.
Okay.
cool.
So
Cribbage
I-
is another one that's nice and compact.
It
You
can be, yeah.
yeah.
Or it can be, large and
there bigger
beautiful
ones?
woodwork on the cribbage boards.
Interesting.
That's very cool.
Lots of good things. Yeah. So
I'm
let's.
sorry, I was
wanna-
going with more oldies. Wits
Yeah.
and Wagers is my favorite party game.
Okay.
All right.
It's kind of a trivia game where you can get more points by betting on who was actually right than by
Okay.
getting the right answer.
Oh wow!
Oh, I
all
like
right.
that.
So that it can be played by very large
I just
groups.
want to sneak in before we have to go because we got less than a minute. But
Oh, dear.
I want to talk about any holiday special events that you have. You always have
Yes,
something happening.
If you remember seeing the bananagrams, they have that lovely pineapple.
Mm-hmm.
And on Calypso Christmas, which is December 19th, when we figure everyone's sick of carols, we will have a pick a pineapple to decide what your discount is.
Yeah.
This is this.
That was this, yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
So that's what that means.
That's fun. Okay, so a way to get great discounts.
Yeah.
You always
Yes.
have something happening, so
Yes, we
thanks
do.
for sharing.
All this stuff going on at Pegasus Games. Lori Aiken, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for
Thanks,
letting me
Lori.
be here.
Yeah, don't go away. There's more Wisconsin Family coming up right after this. Stick around.
'Cause every day is a new day.
And welcome back to Wisconsin Family. The moment is here. We are here at the Beer Stube for Capital Brewery, and we're going to be talking now with Ashley Kennart from Capital Brewery. Welcome.
Hi, how are you guys doing today?
We're great. We have been greatly enjoying our time here, so thanks for being such a gracious hostess. We love it here.
Yeah, we appreciate you having us here.
Absolutely.
So you guys, as I walk through the halls when I come in here, there's just the walls are just plastered with all kinds of awards. Can you give us just a brief synopsis, if you can, of all the awards that Capital Brewery has won?
Well, we are going into almost 30 years of brewing, and I don't have an exact count because these are
You
things
lose
that-
count?
They're,
Yeah.
they're just kind of rolling in,
Yeah, the rewards.
but we're over upwards of 230. I want to say even getting close to 250 right now, and so yeah, we're running out of space on the walls, and
Yeah.
I think we're going to start taking stock out in the little frames we like to put them in.
There
So-
you
Right,
go.
yeah.
You're gonna have to expand just to hang your awards. That's,
Yep.
a, that's a good
Exactly.
problem
Build a
to
museum.
have. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on all that success. We have greatly enjoyed chatting with you folks over the last couple of months and just really learning about the process and everything that goes on behind the scenes, not only behind us where you see people are brewing,
Right.
but in terms of, keeping that brand cohesive throughout all the distribution areas. It's
Yep.
really been eye-opening, I think, for Justin and I, and hopefully
Yes.
for folks at home. But right now I want to focus on, it's getting colder. We've got the holidays upon us. So talk to us a little bit about some of the seasonal brews you guys are working on, because I think that's one of the topics we all want to know about.
Right. Absolutely.
Absolutely. We definitely we have our seasonal beers that are come out. We've got 4 different ones rotating throughout the year. That's one of our biggest sellers right now. We're doing the Winter Skull.
Yeah.
And this is the first year we actually see that in cans. So something I was really
it?
excited
Okay.
about. The craft beer industry, you're seeing a lot of people turning to cans, and kind of the stigma of only cheap beers in a can has definitely gone away. So I'm very excited to see that. That was the last of our seasonals that hadn't been offered in a can yet. Other kind of fun holiday stuff, we have always got some limited and specialty brews that we like to do with some smaller batch. The Schwartz in a box is probably one of our favorite that we do in a 22-ounce bomber. It actually comes in a box itself, so I like to think of it as just a real nice little pickup from the store if you're on your way to a party or something, and like, oh, I should have brought a gift. What do I do? There it is, in a box right there, to from. You can sign your name on it, and that one's
it's ready to go.
Yep, it's a holiday spice beer. It's an imperial lager that is a black lager that we do some kind of very cinnamon, vanilla, and a little bit of anise in there. So
And the name again, will you say?
Schwartz in a box.
Schwartz in a box.
Schwartz in a
Okay,
box.
and you can get that just at wherever you buy Capital at the
Yep,
same places. It's not
There's
special.
a lot of,
Okay.
and look for it in the bomber section in the coolers.
okay.
But yeah, it's going to be it's already wrapped up for you, so
Yeah.
I like to see it. And it's that one's a little bit boozier, so definitely the bigger bottles we like to see is, kind of share it with a friend, or especially bringing it to a party.
Or have the next day off. Either one.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
They all work. But
If you're coming to my holiday party, just gift wrap this one for me. That'd be perfect. You can do that too, right? Just stick a bow on a.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's already in a little box there.
There
So
you go.
Schwartz in a box, that's one of your holiday brews? Is that okay? Do you have any other holiday brews that are kind of coming through here?
We have been doing some other, just kind of playing around with some fun stuff. Actually, some barrel aging we've done a little bit here and there. We do a rum barrel aged beer. We've done a little bit of whiskey barrel aging. But we're kind of trying to step outside the barrel aging box there.
Sure.
And do some other fun stuff I'm looking at, and especially coming up this, these next few months, over this next year. We've got a whole bunch of stuff that's kind of sitting in the barrels, ready to go, and
Sure.
I'm looking at playing with some wine barrels or some other some local whiskey barrels, stuff like that we want to try to just get a little bit going, because that's a lot of fun to play with. And again, it's a very small batch. We're only going to have a handful available, so it's a little more time and a little more fun to kind of put together, and therefore we only can make so much of it. So.
Right. Oh, that's very interesting. Ashley, talk to me a little bit about, because you have a big part in what goes into these beers back here. And tell me about what is kind of the inspiration as you're developing new things and starting to get ideas for beers, for seasons ahead and things of that nature. How do you get these ideas? What inspires you?
It's definitely, I like to look at it as everything's situational. They say, all right, we're going to have a beer come out at this time, or there's an event, or there's, usually it's kind of a situation that you want to make this beer for, and kind of taking that usually is a good inspiration for me to kind of start from somewhere. And what's a good beer to drink this time of year? What's a good beer to drink at this kind of event or this kind of party, or just, and again, I'm looking at our lineup. What do we already have?
Right.
Why are we making a new beer? Maybe using something new I haven't used before. I've been playing around with some kind of new malts and new hops this year, so got some experimental hops in some of our brews, some kind of fun new malts, and along raw materials line, the kind of obviously Wisconsin's local hop and malt kind of industry is really kind of booming right now. So definitely working with seeing what's available locally and directing it that way, and seeing working with some of our local vendors, and even to the point of working with the people who actually grew these hops or who grew the barley that was malted in Wisconsin, and so that's kind of, you can look at it two ways. You can either start with your end product and say, all right, this is what I want to build up to,
right?
Or this is the grain I want to work with. These are the hops I want to work with. These are the spices or herbs or that kind of thing. So
that's really great.
Yeah, there's so many different areas to pull from. It's almost
right. There's so many places to start, it seems.
Yeah,
that's very cool.
Absolutely.
Right.
It strikes me that up until recently, brewing industry has been very much male dominated, but that's starting to change.
Yep.
Talk to us a little bit about that.
So it's kind of funny. They say way back in the day, women were actually the first one to brew our beers.
Oh wow!
The men were out hunting and gathering and whatnot. And
we were back doing the important stuff like brewing beer.
Somebody's got to take care of that.
Right.
But somehow, and I kind of almost liken it almost to kind of the cooking industry, and how most chefs are. You see most of them being males also, but then you come home at night and kind of the mom's the stereotypical one cooking you dinner. So that's where brewing is, I think, kind of similar. Obviously, much longer ago, but we're starting to get our foot back into it. I think the smaller breweries and the smaller size systems make it a little more accessible for. I'm 5'3", so some things I can barely reach on top of a ladder. But some of the smaller brew houses, as well as some of the new technology that helps, hauling these big things that might be twice the size of myself. That's been very approachable to some females and whatnot.
Really quick before we go, what's the Pink Boots Society? How does that tie into the female?
Yeah, that's a huge brewing club. It's a professional brewing club, so you have to be connected with a brewery or some sort of making your living from beer in some way, shape, or form. A really great way for females to connect, and that we can get together, and we've been doing beer collaborations, stuff like that, and it's been a lot of great connections that you can make across the whole industry.
That's so great. Well, congratulations to you personally on kind of helping forge the way for women in this industry, kind of full circle, right back to where we started. And also congrats to you and Capital Brewery on all the many awards.
Yes, Ashley Kennard from Capital Brewery, thank you so much for joining us and for the information today. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for joining us on Wisconsin Family. That's all the time we have for today, so we'll see you next time.
Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting.